become the best version of himself, he opts to become the worst version of Bruce Wayne, attempting to take his place in the spotlight, dressing like him, having his hair done like him. His prize invention makes him money, gives him fame. Suddenly, he's competing with the man he's attempting to be. Hell, his hero worship doesn't change upon learning the one he was worshiping is an actual hero. This doesn't dissuade him from pursuing his revenge on the Dark Knight. He allows this fascination with a man he only knows from the covers of magazines to consume his whole life and eventually his identity. His sole motivation in life is to both be Bruce Wayne and beat Bruce Wayne. And despite having a very promising start, he ultimately fails to live up to the hype. He fails on every level because Edward can only attempt to emulate Bruce's success. He can only attempt to duplicate what he's seen in passing, only live up to the fictional version of Bruce that he created in his own mind. Edward, despite his fixation, never actually knew Bruce Wayne. And even when he learns more about him, learning his deepest, darkest secret, learning about his dual identity, he still can't comprehend it. He's the one riddle he can't solve. The one question that goes unanswered. For better or worse, this version of the character did have an effect on comic book movies following. Just think about it. How many times have you been watching a superhero movie where you saw a nerdy outsider who probably has glasses mindlessly obsess over the main character, only to inevitably become the main villain in their entry in an already established series? I mean, that's pretty specific, but off the top of my head, I can think of at least 3 or 4 names. If I'm missing out on any, let me know in the comment section below. Jim Carrey's kind of like the godfather of this reoccurring trope. And I find each new attempt of this type of character to come off as cheap, overdone nonsense that feels more like a lazy copy and paste instead of creating a character with an original, well thought out backstory. I loathe almost every one of them, the exception being Jim Carrey. Because Jim made this character feel legit. Carrey's performance as the Riddler is mostly left in